let's see. Oh, the game's not showing. That's the problem. Game. It's because I was recording Stardew Valley. Am I crying? I'm not meaning to cry. It's just been such a long day, y'all. Okay, sorry. Again, one of these days I will have a stream that goes totally right. Okay, no, I didn't get rid of the tears. Go away, tears. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble, everybody. I can't stop crying. I'm so sorry. My gesture shortcuts don't always work. I mean, my tears just won't stop coming through the magic of, I've been cursed. That is what happened. Another demon put a curse on me to where I cannot stop crying. That's totally what's happening. Hang on. No worries, Cloudy. Sorry about... I know I'm kind of doing this at an unusual time. Alright, just ignore this. Pretend there's nothing happening on the screen right now. You know, I could always go offline to do this, but, let me turn the camera on. Yes, look, it's my face saying I don't want to cry anymore. Will you stop crying now? Please? Okay, no, I'm going dizzy. I'm having issues. Is it this one? Maybe it's this one. Or this one? There we go. Now they've cleared up. Oh god, that was embarrassing. And that's gonna be online forever. We love it. Anyway, we're a flock of bats. And also, hello everybody, straight from the underworld. I'm your host, Cherry Mosh. Welcome back to Wizard101. I'm doing a later day stream than I normally do, because I just want to get started on Mooshu, not because I'm particularly excited for Mooshu, because actually, in Arc 1, Mooshu is my least favorite world. Not necessarily because of the story or the quest, that's fine, but, there's just something about the colors that really irks me. Yes. Yes, indeed. Ah, we got a plague. Nice. I hate it when that happens. But also I do kind of feel like Mooshu could be taken out just because there's so much else added to the game now. It kind of almost feels unnecessary, but that's just a me thing. I think it's just because I wish I didn't have to look at the bright green colors. You'll see what I mean in a minute. For some reason, it just drives me nuts. Oh, let me make sure there's not a million of those cards in my deck. There are a million of those cards in my deck. Okay. Maybe just, like, 1 or 2 is fine. There we go. Let's head out. Probably don't need so many ghouls either. I gotta, like, sort out my deck a little bit. It doesn't need to be this much of everything. There we go. Ideally, when you're building your deck, you want to have only what you need and not just everything thrown in all together. You missed me crying at the beginning of the stream because I was just so emotional. That's all you missed. But we're going to Mooshu. My least favorite world in Arc 1. Okay, there's some, we gotta get permission from the guard to be like, yeah, we want to see the Emperor. Because, you know, just anyone can see a full-on Emperor. Oh, you can't hear the game? Here, hang on. How's that? Can you hear it now? You know, sometimes you just start spontaneously crying and there's no explanation for it. That's better? Okay, cool. I think I had it a little bit too low. It's because I actually usually play the game with the sound off, because I tend to do other things at the same time as I play, but in this case... But yeah, Mushu's my, like, least favorite world just visually. Again, it's like, it's this bright green. It's this, I think there's something about this flavor of green that irritates me, and I cannot put my finger on why.
Suli sent you?
Noboru Akitami stares at you for a moment.
Very well, esteemed wizard. We are honored.
Okay,
that
so
you traveled
I
so
wonder
far to
if, like,
visit
they
Wushu.
actually got people of the, like, ethnicity they're invoking for this. I know for some of the worlds they did that, but I wonder for this one a little bit, because it feels a little bit iffy, but that's just me.
You seek
I
His
don't
Majesty
actually
the
know. I
Emperor,
can't
but
necessarily speak on
other
that.
wizards such as you has already come before using the same bug.
I think there's a strategy to spending your training points. I think it's like you should look at the spells of all the different schools, because there's certain ones you want to train up to have in your deck. Not that you necessarily want the spells below it, but it's like you want to get to that point. Like, I would say from Death you want Feint, and from Ice you want the Tower Shield, and I'm just using the Fireball for now because it's like the earliest AoE you can get. I think eventually I'm gonna refund my training points once I get my own school's AoE, but at least for now it's something to kind of like help me through the game a little bit faster. Also, I'm going the wrong way, oops. But yeah, I'd actually watch a couple videos on what to spend your training points on, because there's definitely a strategy. You could go just like doing a secondary school, but I think there's like definitely things that are better to spend your training points on, especially since you unlock the Sun and Star schools later on, and you want to have some left over for that.
Greetings. I confess that I'm surprised Noboru Akitami sent you. I have never administered the test of mind to anyone other than a monk.
Okay, so to refund your training points, you basically, you know that Vlasic mascot that's in Ravenwood? Up to a certain point, you can refund your training points for free. Once you get to a certain level, though, they're gonna start costing crowns, so plot ahead. I would plot ahead what you want your training points to be spent towards.
Welcome to the Rock Garden. This still...
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of rush.
You study the rocks and the patterns in the sand.
I'm studying
and
rocks.
See the manifestation of
what
inner
interesting
peace
rocks.
and
That's
strength.
good boulder. That's a nice boulder. Thank you. Okay, rock dojo. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna be kind of rushing through Mushu, honestly, because again, it's my least favorite world in Arc 1. I'd really like to just get to Dragonspire. Am I going the right way? No, I'm not. But yeah, I'd really like to just get to Dragonspire and skip a lot of this.
Can be lit from a single candle.
I would love it
And
if
the
I could
life
just
of the
skip
candle will
Mushu.
not be
And
short.
apparently,
Happiness never
they're going to be
decreases
dropping
by
an
being
elixir that
shared.
you can pay for that'll let you skip worlds. So if I was gonna spend money on anything, honestly, I'd spend it on elixir to just skip Mushu. I don't mind like grinding some of the other worlds, but I would love to skip
you
this
have learned
one.
much. Return to the
Yeah,
Emperor
I've learned
God,
so much. I
Noboru
totally was paying
Akitami,
attention.
with my best wishes.
Like, there's some elements I like of it. Like, I like the cherry blossom and like maple trees, but again, it's just this green. I hate it. Yeah, the crowns aren't fun. But again, it's sort of like, you know, if you're gonna spend money on something, it's like, make sure you're spending it on something that feels really worth it to you. Because you don't want it to be just anything, you know?
Ah, nope. I expect a wizard. For your second test, challenge Samurai Yoshimotoyo to a duel and defeat him with honor.
Okay, we'll challenge him to a duel.
Water dojo.
Yeah, I think it's literally like if they just darken the screen, I think suddenly I would like Mushu a lot more. Also, I just feel like there's something about the screen that shows the age of the game. It just like, I think it could use a redo, honestly.
You
Blah, blah,
wish to
blah.
battle me?
Yes, I'm gonna fight
I
you, blah,
would
blah,
be
blah.
honored.
Let's get through this.
I've never faced
Go.
a wizard. Let us prepare and meet again inside the dojo.
Dragonspire is the last world of Arc 1. I'm not looking forward to doing Celestia after that, but maybe if we can gain some traction, I could get some people to do it with me and it can go faster. because God, do I hate Celestia. Like, as much as I don't like Mushu, I hate Celestia. It's like, I tried to give it a fair shot because I was like, oh, maybe everybody's exaggerating when they say how bad it is. No, they aren't. It is just long and tedious, and it's not nice to look at. Like, I feel like I can go through a lot if at least a world is nice to look at. Like, I will say for Azteca, at least it's pretty. But... but also, you know, Azteca, like, it doesn't even make up for the fact that it's just long. There's so much of Arc 2 that it's like, I wish was good, but it's just long. It's just okay, you know, it's not bad. Because I really want to get to Arc 3 stuff, because that's so worth going through some of this strife, but at the same time, it's not necessarily hard, it's just long. And you gotta be okay with it just being long. But yeah, like, I would totally, if I had the option, there's certain worlds that I would completely skip. Like, I would skip, I would pay real money to skip Mushu, Celestia, and Azteca. Like, you could get me to open my wallet for those. Like, you totally could, because it's just, they're so tedious, and it's like, you know there's better worlds coming, and you just don't want to deal with it. My favorite world? That's a good question. I think my favorite world so far is actually Marleybone. But that's because I sort of like the sort of like British aesthetic, and then also I feel like it's like a nice, short and sweet world. I almost wish there was more of it, because I wouldn't mind being in it for longer. So that one's definitely at least my favorite of Arc 1, I think. I think I actually, in Arc 2, I like... Yes, thank you, I'm so great.
To fight you.
I think in Arc 2, my favorite one so far is, Zafaria, actually, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I really sort of like, I like the design of it, and that one didn't feel too tedious to me. I think I like Zafaria more than a lot of people do. I think after Azteca, there's Chrysalis, which people say it's like the first part is bad and then the second part is kind of okay. So I'm not looking forward to that necessarily either, because again, apparently Chrysalis is like the longest, one of the longest worlds, if not the longest. So, I think Arc 2, I really liked Avalon in Arc 2. That one was nice.
You walk like a victor.
But that might be because there's a lot of Monty Python references, and also, again, British.
Formidable opponent.
You're from Marleybone, even though... Yeah, you know what? He can totally be from Marleybone. That's absolutely fine with me.
You...
Because British. I agree. Muda instead of Buddha. Very funny. Again, the other thing, I think the other reason I'm not super a fan of Mushu is because I feel like...
Stand before the statue.
I feel like it kind of drifts into a little bit of, like, stereotype zone. I feel like very little could be done to kind of remove it from that. Like, I think Zafaria, they did a good job of, like, honoring the culture they were referencing without, like, being too stereotypical. But this one's a little bit iffy to me. I mean, again, and obviously I can't speak on this because I am not somebody who is, I am not a Chinese person. I am not from an Asian culture. I know. Let me just enter. Thank you. Stop talking to me.
And let the Muda examine your true
but
spirit.
I mean, I think it would make me feel better to know who the voice actors were, because if it turns out that it's like people who are actually like from Asian descent, then I think I'll be like, okay, then, you know, at least maybe they've signed off on this and it's fine. But again, it's a little iffy.
The Jade.
Yeah. Okay, I can't go see him yet. We have to go do a bunch of other stuff because we gotta heal the Emperor. But it's sort of like how there's aspects of Crocotopia where I'm sort of like, is this okay? Or is this kind of like maybe needs to be updated for other reasons than just graphics? You know what I mean?
Thank you for all is
But
not...
at least they try to represent other cultures instead of being something like Genshin Impact, where it's like, hey, we're gonna take elements from other cultures, but everyone's gonna be like pale white as hell. Throwing some shade at Genshin Impact. That's the reason I stopped playing, is because I was kind of quietly protesting that. Because it's like, you finally have an area where it's like, you can, like, bring in more diversity, and you choose not to do it. So, yeah, we don't stand. Yeah, you see? You get me, the green! The green! It hurts my eyes, like, legitimately. That's why I want to zoom through this world, because it's like, again, if they just chose a darker green, then it'd be fine, but as is, it just makes, it irritates me, honestly. It makes me mad. And there's something, I mean, it's sort of like how I really hate neon purple. There's just something about the color that irritates me and gets me overstimulated quicker.
Wizard, you arrive at a fate. We have dishonored His
y'all let me
Imperial
know what you
Majesty.
think, but I've
If
even
this
thought
village
about
falls,
just
all
questing
is
through
lost.
Mushu
Our
off
once
screen.
peaceful warlord has scattered our forces, and
I think, even if there are, KingsIsle is really strict about modding their game, so I wouldn't want to risk getting my account banned. But I've thought about questing through Mushu quickly off screen and then coming back on Dragonspire. So y'all let me know what you think about that, because I don't want you to have to suffer the way I've had to suffer. It's just this green. It's so bad. Like, I purposely picked a picture for the thumbnail that presented nicer colors than this. Yeah, hell no, I'm not doing any side quests for Mushu. Hell no. Hell no, never. That's never happening. Okay, let's go talk to these goat things. I'm sorry, this turned into me just ranting about why I don't like Mushu.
You have my thanks, humble that they are.
Maybe I should do a video where I do like a tier list of the Wizard101 worlds. That might be fun. Maybe I should do more tier list videos in general, because I have opinions, let me tell you. When it comes to schools, too, because I don't think I'd put Myth as low down on the list as a lot of people do. Myth is totally underrated. It's not like the best school, but it's so underrated, and I don't understand the hate it gets.
What an honor. I can make it back to fight on my own.
Okay, get a few more sheep goat things. What would his favorite world be? Good question. I think it might be Avalon, because Avalon has a bunch of, like, knights and medieval stuff. Avalon, I think Avalon might be my favorite from Arc 2. And that might just be because the rest of the worlds are so bad, but also it has a good aesthetic. I like the whole King Arthur legend. I'm a fan of that. And also, it's where Merle Ambrose is from. Can I go around here? Yes, there we go.
I never thought I would live to see a wizard. Thank
Yeah. Blah,
can't
blah,
wait
blah,
to
blah,
return
blah,
and
blah.
fight.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Let me just get around the Ents. Confused Forest Warrior. That are totally not Ents. That aren't mooting about. I guess I could have teleported and then teleported back, but I'm too far along for that. Let's see, there's 3 complete arcs, and then Arc 4 is being worked on. They just uploaded the test, not uploaded, they just released the test realm for a new world for Arc 4, and just from the footage I've seen, it looks really cool. Like, really, really cool. That's why I'm willing to, like, grind a little bit through some of these worlds, because I really want to get to it, because it just looks so good. Like, literally. Here we go. Here's the next sheep.
An emissary of His Imperial Majesty.
Yeah.
If you have cleared the way,
I
will make
don't
it
care.
back.
I don't care.
Thank
I don't
you,
care.
revered wizard.
I feel like I'm being such a jerk here. I'm just like, oh, you were like suffering and out here alone. I don't care. I just want to get through this.
You found the missing men. I thank you. The evil warlord cut. If you can retrieve those weapons,
cool.
we will bring shame upon him. Weapons were in crates, so look for those.
Okay, so we gotta go collect crates. Okay, I'm gonna put the stream on, be right back for just a second, y'all. I'm just gonna get myself a watery, like, substance, you know, for demons, and then I'll be back. See you in a second. Alright, we're back. I'm back. Just needed a quick refresher break. Okay, so we gotta go get some stolen weapons or something from boxes. So fun. Let's see, I gotta be my own entertainment here since I, like, all of my entertainment is so far is like, boy howdy do I hate Mushu. I feel like I actually almost dislike it more than Celestia. And I can't put my finger on why outside of this green. Because I think, like, Celestia has cooler colors, which don't irritate me so much. I don't know. I think this might be an ADHD thing because, like, sometimes certain colors and kinds of light can overstimulate you. And I think that might be what's happening here. So, oops. Let's see, what would he like? Ooh, let me think. What would he like? Oh, they respawn. I guess I can just keep circling around and just spawn guard this box. I think he would like Polaris, which isn't a world that I've gotten to yet, but I've seen footage and I like it, and I think he would like it. There's penguins in it. And I think it's meant to be like pseudo-Russia, but don't quote me on that. Again, I haven't quite gotten there yet. I want to because apparently Arc 3 has a lot of really cool worlds, but I'm stuck in Arc 2.
With these I've...
And honestly, I haven't been working on my Myth Wizard because I've been trying to see if I can get through it faster on my fire. So, you know, despite me saying that Myth is underrated, I do think fire might get me through some of this stuff faster. You know, it'll suck that, like, I have to go through everything else, but honestly, I'd rather just revisit some old stuff than, like, be working on Azteca right now. Especially because, you know, Myth is a challenge. I wouldn't say that makes it bad. I think it just means you have to, like, think about what you're doing more. Which I think some people might enjoy if they've been like Storm and they've gotten kind of bored. Wizard City is a classic, honestly. Like, you can't argue with the classics, I think. And Wizard City, I mean, for me it's nostalgic, so maybe at the end of the stream I'll do a tier list. Why not? Might be like a fun little thing to break the ice for this green hell. Alright, let's vampire it up. Maybe. Maybe we should Meteor Strike first. Let's Meteor Strike first. Boom. See, that's the reason that I've been liking playing fire, is because we get the AoE early on, and we can just blast the heck out of everything. Ow. Again, once I get my death AoE, then I'll be unstoppable, but until then, we're gonna be semi-stoppable. Alrighty, let's see. Let's do not that, because that would be dumb. Let's do a tower shield. You go, Scoot Scoot. Thank you for protecting me. Part of the reason I decided to do this stream so late is because I was out basically all day today, which I'm not complaining about because I got paid to be all out day. That was a weird sentence. I got paid to be out all day, basically. So, you can't really complain about being paid to just drive around. I mean, maybe you can if you work for something like DoorDash because they totally underpay their employees, but I forgot something important, so I have to go out again tomorrow. And I'm not looking forward to that, because, I mean, I just don't like going out. I'd rather stay in and play Wizard101 all day. But yeah, I'm not gonna complain too much. I'm in a privileged position. I like how I ended up beating them with fire because all my death fizzled. Alright, come here, we gotta defeat more of you. I don't think this stream will be too long, but I just kind of wanted to get Mushu started and then decide if I want to finish it off screen. Because, again, I find it so tedious. It's like, the color, I can't put into words. Literally, this color of green makes me mad, and I don't know why, except for overstimulation. Honestly, like, school should be paying us. Like, we have to go through so much BS. We don't even get paid for it. Unfair, honestly. Oh no, they're mything me. See, instead of missing, it's mything. Hardy har har. Let me think. See if this is enough. Not bad to heal up a little bit. Blah. See, I think if Death got its AoE earlier, then they would be like the most unstoppable school. Maybe that's why they have to delay it. Because they can't be too OP too early. But then, like, when it comes to Myth, like, they get Tempest pretty early. And that's, like, use that for pretty much a good chunk of the game. Hey, I said BS, I didn't say the full thing. I just implied it. This is still family friendly. Honestly, it actually takes me a lot of effort not to swear because in IRL, I swear like a saint. It's just how I roll. It just kind of slips out. It's part of my regular vocabulary. Oh god, I get to be vomited on. How lovely. Bleh. Gross. Let's see. And we could test out our new plague spell. Sure. That's pretty useful that it hits all of them. It's very useful, actually. Alright, vampire. Oh, I'm dizzy again, sorry. I accidentally raised my hand up and became dizzy. You know how whiplash works. You just raise your hand and then you get dizzy. I'm glad I noticed, though. It's like I've accidentally triggered some of my emotions and not noticed. Oh, that's cool that you're making an outfit for her. That's awesome. Good for you. I used to make outfits for my littlest pet shop dolls. Of course, they were very tiny, so I basically just knit tiny little scarves for them. But it was fun. Aha, lightning. Face the power of lightning, biatch. I mean, biscuit. I didn't say the B-I-T-C-H word. Whoever says I did is lying. Am I still not? Oh, outlaw, not bandit. I've been fighting the wrong ones the whole time. God dang it. No! No, I want to get away from you, not fight you again. No. No, we're not doing this. I refuse. Even when we have to walk all the way back, I refuse. Especially now that I know I've been fighting the wrong ones. Bring those on alcohol. Ah! Yeah, I used to, a lot of my Littlest Pet Shop actually came from when we'd go to the thrift store. We'd find those, like, little bags of toys, and sometimes they'd have Littlest Pet Shops in them. That's where I got most of mine. Then, like, Christmas would come and I'd get, like, the official ones, but those were, like, special, right? Which I actually sold a few of my Littlest Pet Shops recently because, like, honestly, I needed money. But I still kept the ones that are sort of more sentimental to me. Because I couldn't in my heart of hearts, like, totally get rid of the ones that actually meant something, even if they might be worth something. I just couldn't do it. Even when I desperately needed it. Like, there's some things where it's like they could be valuable that we have, but because it's like they just, I mean, they're kind of like more important just to be kept with us than they are to like sell for the money. Even though some might argue that selling them might be the practical decision, I just can't do it. Let's see, let's death you. I would really like a Monster High doll, just like literally any of them. I mean, I think like Frankie might be my favorite just off of visuals, like any version of her. But I just like, I literally want any of them. And also I like kind of miss my old Barbie dolls that I used to have because I like cut all their hair short. But I realized in retrospect, I think I might have accidentally given them a Karen haircut. So don't miss that. But I think I was expressing my own need to want to cut my hair short. You know, I kind of like the G3 Frankie because of the prosthetic. And again, this is coming from me who hasn't been like, I kind of like missed out on it because I was a little bit too old when Monster High started really becoming a thing. But now as an adult, I'm like, ooh, I'm curious. But I kind of like the G3 one. I kind of really like the G3 one. I like that she has a little, or actually, aren't in the movie, aren't they them instead of she, her? Is that a thing? Because also I want to respect that, if so, and also because I think that's really cool, and also it kind of makes sense for a Frankenstein character since they're literally an amalgamation of a bunch of different people. So them being they, them kind of makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's awesome! Okay, yeah, so I definitely want Frankie because that's in G3 since they're non-binary. I want they, them Frankie, not she, her Frankie. All respect to she, her Frankie, but I like non-binary representation. It makes me feel a little less insane. Not saying that I'm necessarily NB. I don't know yet. Though I have floated the idea of having a more masculine model that I could switch to sometimes. But we shall see. Just an idea, you know. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, when it comes to gender, I have no idea what I...
Say no more.
Blah, 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 blah. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it feels like when there's non-binary characters in media, they tend to be, like, more masculine leaning, which is fine, but I love sort of a more feminine leaning non-binary character. Like, I mean, that kind of feels, like, comfortable to me, you know? Because I don't feel like if you're non-binary, you should, like, owe people, like, pure androgyny or, like, closer to masculine. I think for too often that it's assumed that if you're non-binary, you have to sort of model something close to masculinity, which might work for some people, and that's great, but, like, I think for others, it's sort of like, no? That doesn't feel right. And I feel like it is a spectrum, right? So it should be treated as such. You're right, I do have all the time in the world to figure it out. Which is great, because I'm very confused. I've been confused for, like, several years now. Oh, over here. Beat this guy. Come here, buddy. Maybe. What is it? What is that? What should I watch? What is it? Is it a Monster High movie or something? I'm not necessarily gonna say no. Oh, I'm dizzy again. Hang on, sorry. There we go. That thing is way too sensitive. My dizziness, I mean, of course. Nothing else. Oh, fizzle. Great. Ow. Oh, okay. Yeah, you could probably convince me to watch it. I'm down. I've been kind of, like, looking for more stuff to watch because I need inspiration, you know? I've been inspirationless lately. It's like, I've had the motivation, but not the inspiration. Charmalomia. Parrot. Arg. Bye. Alright, and then let's vampire it up, shall we? Alright, I'll watch it. Do you know what you can watch it on? Is it like a Netflix or a YouTube, or where can I see this? Inform me and I shall consider it. Maybe I'll do it tonight. We shall see. Okay, let's see. Not too bad. We'll do this one. Dun, 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 dun. At least the music is semi-okay. Curse. I curse you. Oh, I was just wondering where I could watch said movie. Where is it held? Do I need to pirate it? Do I need to watch it on YouTube? Do I want to watch it on Netflix? What do I want to watch it on? Let me know. Boom. Easy. Okay, cool. I look forward to it. Probably ending the stream semi-soon. Let's see. We want to go to that teleporter. I don't want to go all that way. Boop. I know that feeling with some of those, like, things you watched as a kid, and then you look back on them and you're like, huh. Was that really okay? Oh, no, it wasn't. Never mind. So, I get you. Don't worry. Let's see. Boop.
You have
Yada, yada, yada.
please order.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I want to take a moment to ask, would you want to see Mushu all the way through? Or are you just as irritated at the green as me and would rather not suffer through it? Because if that's the case, I'm going to switch the stream to doing a little tier list, and then I'll end it. But if not, I'll keep going. But let me know what you want to see. Again, are you just as irritated by this green as I am? And if you are, then we shall do the secondary option. But if not, then we'll just continue. Want to hear your opinions? Tip for the tier list? Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Because it really does irritate me. So if you'll bear with me, I'm going to exit out of the game. You'll get to see my other wizards for a second. Here's my myth. Diana, 86. These are other schools I plan on doing. But here, let me exit out of this for now. And then let me get up a tier list. We're gonna dissolve into darkness for a moment. So bear with me. Boop. Okay. Erd 101 world. Let's see if there's one already made, because that would be awesome. There probably is, because I think other people have done it. World's tier list. So some of these I may have not have gotten to yet. But let me see. Let me put it on screen. Bada bing, bada boom. Boop. Let's do window capture. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We got our tier list. There we go. Oh, it's on top of me. I've vanished. Oops. Okay, here I am. Okay, so let's do the tier list. So, let's see. Is this all of them? It looks like it. So, Aquila. This is the world that you, like, has Mount Olympus and everything in it. I think it's pretty fun. I like the aesthetic. Wait, no, that's not it. Here we go. Aquila is an A. Avalon, I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's an A too. I think this is the Arcanium. I haven't gotten to it, but just aesthetically, it looks pretty neat. I have gotten some great cards from it, so I'm going to put it in, like, B tier. But this is just from what I know for now. Let's see. Azteca, awful. I hate it. Visually, it's pretty. Visually, it is really nice, but outside of that, I have hated it. I've hated going through it. I've been procrastinating going through it. Absolute worst. I don't approve. Celestia, absolute worst. Again, I at least appreciate the cooler colors, but it is also tedious. And I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. That's another one I want to speed through as fast as possible. Let's see, Dragonspire. I think, like, there's better worlds, but I think, you know, as the last world for Arc 1 and the story of Malistaire, I think it's pretty cool. You're valid, don't worry. it's it's pretty good. I liked it a lot. It's fun to go through. But I think there's better worlds out there, and I think it shows its age really a little bit. I think I would love a graphical upgrade for Dragonspire. Let's see. Imperia, I haven't been there yet, so I'm just gonna put it in C. Because I don't really have an opinion on it. Grizzlehelm, I think people are way too hard on Grizzlehelm. I would put it in A tier, actually. I love the aesthetic. I don't think it's tedious. Like, after going through Celestia and Azteca, I don't think, like, the early missions are tedious at all. I know some people do it just because they want to get to Winterhold later, especially for the gear, but I think Grizzlehelm at the beginning is not as bad as people say it is. I think, like, putting it against Azteca and Celestia, like, visually it's better. I think it's way less tedious. This one, no, I did kind of just make it up. I thought it'd be more fun. Let's see, Chrysalis, I'll put in C tier because I know that the first half is kind of tedious, but I know the second half can be, like, a lot of people's, like, they're more into it, so I'll just put it sort of in the middle. Krokotopia has a bit of nostalgia for me, because I remember being so blown away when I finally got a membership as a kid, and then being able to go to Krokotopia and just being so blown away. So I'm going to put it in B tier. I really wish it would get a graphic upgrade, because I think it has the potential to be a really cool world. It just needs a little bit of polishing for modern era graphics, and then it would be, like, A tier. But for now, we're just going to put it in B tier. Marleybone, we're going to put into Fave, because it's like, this is like the one world where I can say that I want more of it. This is the one world I can say I want more Marleybone, because I like the aesthetic. Again, could use a graphical upgrade, but at the same time, it's just cool anyway. I have a soft spot for the sort of Britishy aesthetic. I think the quest is really fun. Yeah, I would say it is my fave. And then, let's see, I think this is Mirage, C, because I don't really know. Mushu, worst. We've gone over all the reasons why in this stream. I hate it. I just can't stand it. Polaris, I like the aesthetic. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I like the penguins. I do love penguins. Let's see. Wizard City, I'm going to put in B because it's not my favorite world. I don't, but I think it has a lot of nostalgic value, and also it's just, it's kind of a fun world to go through. It's a good first world. Yes, I can absolutely do that. I'll send you a picture of the tier list. Wisteria, I don't know, so C tier. Zafaria, so even though I was saying that I like it, I'm going to put it in D tier because I do like the aesthetics a lot. I don't think they're any better than these, but I think it's decent, but I don't think it's good either. Especially there's one street in the middle of it that's kind of like, ugh, I don't like this. But I don't think it's as bad as people say, because I think a lot of people might put it in E or worst. But I'd put it in D tier. It's not bad, but it's not very good either. So, yeah, that's my little tier list. Just from what I know so far, there's definitely more worlds since I think this was updated, but I definitely don't have context for those. So I'd like to revisit this later on down the road when I have a little more experience. But for now, there we go. We have Marleybone at #1 fave. We have Aquila, Avalon, and Grizzlehelm, and Polaris at A tier. We have the Arcanium, Dragonspire, Krokotopia, and Wizard City at B tier. We have Imperia, Chrysalis, Mirage, and Wisteria at C. And then we have Safaria at D. Nothing in E. Excuse me. And then the worst is Azteca, Celestia, and Mushu. Absolute worst. So, yeah, there we go. But I think I'm going to end the stream here. I know it was kind of a short one, but I just wanted to kind of chillax and get Mushu started. I think I definitely, for poor Calamity, I'm going to finish it off stream. But then I'll return when we get to Dragonspire, because I think that'll be a lot more worth it, and I'll have more things to say to you guys other than God, this green. I hate it. I hate everything about this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I might do that for Celestia when we get to it too, but we'll see. Where I'll do like one episode on it and then kind of skip it. Just because, I don't know, maybe you do want to hear me suffer, but I don't know if you necessarily want to hear me just complain the whole time. So, I'll end it there. Make sure everybody, you drink water, unclench your jaw, make sure you breathe and chillax, and as always, I will see you next time. Fare thee well.